Well, good morning. Let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. The sign-in roster has been distributed, being passed around. If you haven't done so, please sign that so we have a record of your attendance today. As well, there's a packet in front of you which contains important items that we will review today in detail. I welcome all attendees to the FY 2021 funding meeting for allocating TIFMAS grants, vehicle grants under the TIFMAS Grant Assistance Program. I would like to extend a sincere thank you to everyone in attendance today and all who may view this online for your commitment to the fire service in Texas. At this time, could I have our TFS staff members present today introduce themselves by advising who they are and the role they serve in the agency? And I'll start to my left.
All right, I am Mary Nowak. I am the program coordinator for the Capacity Building Department.
Guy Duncan, I manage the TIFMAS program.
Okay. And off camera, we have a staff member present today.
Emily Withers, Business Specialist, Capacity Building Department.
Very good, thank y'all. And of course, the funding committee is here today to help guide us in the delivery of this valuable grant program to include oversight in identifying grant award recipients. If I could have each of our funding committee members please introduce themselves, and I'll start down at my left.
My name is Emily Wall. I'm the business administrator for Forest Resource Protection. I'm serving as a proxy for Les Rogers.
Thank you, Emily.
Don Galloway, I am the senior manager for FRP and voting committee member for years and years.
Very good.
Wes Moorhead, Assistant Director of Forest Resource Protection with the Texas A&M Forest Service.
Yes, and I'm Mark Stanford, Fire Chief, Texas A&M Forest Service.
Thank you all. And my name is Jason Kenningham. I am the Capacity Building Department Head, and for the purpose of today's meeting, I will be serving in the role of presiding officer. So all funding committee members are present except for Les Rogers, but of course Emily Wall is serving as a proxy for him today. Emily has a strong history with the assistance programs, having been the program leader over this very program, as well as our other grant programs here in College Station. We thank her for filling in today. I also want to extend a special thanks to Guy Duncan, who serves as a liaison with the TIFMAS stakeholders and has worked very hard to provide documents in this package and help guide us in making good decisions for this program. Mary Nowak, who also contributed greatly in the providing documents for the package, and Emily Wall chipped in as well with her history. Thank you all for your hard work. And also, we're in the Emergency Operations Center here at Texas A&M Forest Service. I appreciate the staff here for helping accommodate us today. A few ground rules. The meeting today is conducted as a formal TFS business meeting. It is customarily open to the public and visitors are always welcome. However, given the ongoing pandemic and in accordance with current agency and system COVID-19 protocols, the meeting is being held without a provision for external attendees. However, the entire meeting is being recorded and will be posted on our agency website. As we proceed, TFS staff members are welcomed and encouraged to comment on any discussion item. The grant approvals made at today's meeting are provisional and are contingent upon passing a final stage audit over the next several business days by our Capacity Building Department. Following completion of the final stage audit, grant approval letters will be sent electronically and/or mailed to each grant recipient. The approval letter is our official notification that a grant has been approved. These grants are not official until the final stage audit is complete and the approval letters are sent. Okay, and following our agenda, we move to Roman numeral 2, which is simply a review of the minutes from the funding meeting conducted on May 20th of 2020, our most recent apparatus funding meeting. I've provided those in advance. Are there any questions regarding those minutes? Okay, and hearing none, could I solicit a motion to approve those minutes as they have been provided today? I have a motion by Don Galloway to approve the minutes as provided. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Wes Moorhead. Any discussion? Okay, and hearing none, I'll solicit a vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes as provided today, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. That carried unanimously, so let the minutes show that the minutes were approved unanimously. Okay, and moving on to Roman numeral 3 in our agenda, we have our special items. And I'm going to turn it over to Mary Noack for a little bit here as she goes over the FY 20 and 21 status report. She'll give us an update on the approvals since program inception, and then catch us up on the FY 20 FDEP loan program status report. So Mary, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. I will begin with the FY 2020 status report. For that fiscal year, we approved 89 training tuition requests that in number of trainees approved within those 89 requests, that number is 668 trainees. The dollar value associated with the training for those 668 trainees was a total of $154,333. We have no outstanding training tuition payments for 20. We also funded 3 Type 3 engines per truck purchase price of $225,855. The total sum for all 3 Type 3 engine is $677,565. Additional equipment purchased for existing apparatus in that fiscal year totaled $100,902, and it left us with a remaining balance at the end of FY 2020 of $17,200. I'll move to the FY 2021 status report. As of today, we have 102 approved training tuition requests that cover training for 531 trainees. The dollar value of those approvals is $151,019, leaving us a remaining balance for the remainder of the fiscal year of $798,981 that is available for engine purchases. Okay. Next is the inception to date report.
Mary, let me interrupt you. One
Yes.
thing to share on the FY 20 and 21. Both of those years, these fiscal years, were impacted by the 5% budget reduction imposed by the state. So you see 50,000 less in each fiscal year will be represented due to that reduction that was across the state to all
Correct.
agencies. So just sharing that.
Okay, thank you. Okay. The inception to date report, since the program began, fire department requests on file right now, we have 149. Total amount requested, $24,536,231. Funded request since inception date is $2,143. The dollar amount approved for those is $10,926,016. Over the course of the program, we have funded 33 Type 6 engines, 13 Type 3 engines, and 3 tactical tenders. Training tuition, we have received 2,066 requests from 165 fire departments for 9,196 trainees. That is a dollar amount of $2,297,859. Moving to the next report, which is the FDEP loan program. In July of 2020, 29 loan payment coupons were mailed to fire departments that have active loans as part of that loan program. That time, 3 payment coupons, 3 departments were past due on loan amounts. The total amount billed at that time of the 29 loans is $60,834. From the 29 loan coupons that were mailed out, we received 26 payments totaling $50,938. Robertson VFD overpaid by $2,086. 287 RC Fire Rescue overpaid their coupon by $1,000, which brings us to a total amount received of $54,024. 3 loans have been paid in full since then. And we currently have 3 outstanding loan payments as of the start of this fiscal year. Those total $9,896. And that concludes all the reports.
All right, thank you, Mary.
You're
Any
welcome.
questions for Mary? Any comments? Okay. Moving forward, I have the program changes for FY 2021. It's very short this year. There are no changes for the program, but we wanted to make sure that was announced in the meeting. No changes for FY 2021. Moving ahead to the TIFMAS grant approvals, I'm going to go over a few things with you. Eligibility, I'm going to go over the approval criteria, and then I'll review the funding list before we get into discussing proposed awards. Okay, TIFMAS grants for fire trucks are available to fire departments meeting the following requirements. They must be a combination department with 21 or more paid members, or fully career departments. An applicant must agree to sign the supplemental terms and responsibilities agreement. An applicant must meet the training qualifications for apparatus type as defined in the most recent version of the TIFMAS Business Manual. Those training qualifications for apparatus type have been provided in your packet. Approval criteria. Applicants are evaluated and assigned a numerical score based upon the TFS Applicant Rating Guide for TIFMAS apparatus. Apparatus grants are allocated geographically to each of 8 TFS administrative units currently designated as a branch. I provided this branch breakout sheet in your folder for review. Applicants are ranked relative to the branch to which their county is assigned. The branch boundaries and county rosters are provided in your packet. Okay. The TFS may, in its sole discretion, adjust regional allocations in order to achieve statewide program goals. Grant applications for TIFMAS apparatus will be evaluated and approved as follows. All applications will be sorted and subdivided by branch, numeric rating, and date of application. Apparatus grants are to be awarded based on the current placement of grant apparatus, branch order, with priority given to those branches with the least number of grant apparatus. If an apparatus grant is approved but the applicant declines the grant, the funding committee may reallocate the grant to meet statewide program goals. In looking at the funding list you have in your packet, I kind of want to just go over it. And I'll work from left to right just to describe it. We have the fire department column. Moving over, the county is indicated, the department's rating, their request date, and the proposed award. You'll see that the fire departments are located within the branch to which they are assigned. So we have the branches there. The next column, we have the current number of TIFMAS apparatus. And you'll notice, as I had mentioned, it's from the least number of TIFMAS apparatus to the greatest. In some cases, you see branches that have the same number of TIFMAS apparatus, such as East and South Central. They both have 7. They're put in alphabetical order at that point. Okay, so that's a description of the simple funding list before you, and we'll dive a little deeper when we talk about the proposal of awards. All right, and at this time, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Guy Duncan, who will give us an overview of the coordination with the stakeholder group. He'll advise the TIFMAS strategy, the TIFMAS equipment estimates for FY21, and the vendor selection. Yeah.
Hey, good morning, everyone. April 5th, we met with the TIFMA stakeholder group. This group consists of the Texas Division of Emergency Management, the State Firemen's and Fire Marshals Association, Texas Commission on Fire Protection, Texas Fire Chiefs Association. They have 2 members on the committee board, the Texas A&M Forest Service, the Texas State Association of Firefighters, and the TIFMA State Coordinator. This group is charged with the review of the TIFMA's procedures and policies for operations, training, appointment of a state coordinator in the even number years, and review of the grants. During this April 5th meeting, it was decided that they wanted to award 3 new vehicles this year. We'll get to that here in a second. So far, we have 16 Type 3 engines that have been purchased, 33 Type 6 engines, and 3 tactical tenders. The strategic build-out after this year will be 1 more tactical tender in the state. They've also set up a committee to how we're going to move forward in allocating vehicles and/or the replacement program. I want to go over the TIFMA's qualifications real quick, what we have, total numbers. Right now we have 313 departments that are active in the TIFMA's program. 76 of those are volunteer, 130 are career, 107 are combination. This gives us a total of 8,440 firefighters that can respond to assist the citizens of the state of Texas. In your packet, we do have the apparatus that have been awarded in the past. I will say that on the stakeholders group elected to go with a Skeeter brush truck. Once again, that's what we've had in the past. So the equipment cost per unit, Type 3 engine, $228,057. The radios per unit is $5,975. Loose equipment is $17,493. This comes to a total of, per unit, $251,525, with a total cost of $754,577. With that, and looking at the rating system, and it's proposed to the stakeholders group that 3 Type 3 apparatus be awarded, 1 to the South Central branch, 1 to the Central branch, and 1 to the South. Top score for the South Central was the Houston Fire Department. The Central branch was Travis County ESD 1, and the South branch would be Barrett County ESD 7, also known as District 7.
All right, very good. So it's my understanding the stakeholders would like to continue investing large apparatus, Type 3 specifically this year. They would like 3 Type 3
Yes, sir.
engines. Okay. And then with the remaining funds, you had stated earlier, their desire was for those funds, any remaining funds left over from the purchase to go to training.
Yes, sir.
That's right, okay. All right, so in looking at the funding list, I'd like to dive a little deeper to go through this. In following our program guidelines and the way we allocate, as I mentioned, we start with the branch with the least number of TIFMA apparatus. That's our goal, to fill some of those out. So when we look at our list, the first one is the West Branch, the second is the Panhandle Branch, having 2 and 3 TIFMA apparatus respectively, but unfortunately they have no requests on file. So we're unable to make an award in those branches. We move to the Northwest Branch, the Sweetwater Fire Department. They have 4 apparatus in that branch, but unfortunately Sweetwater does not meet the training qualifications for a Type 3 TIFMA engine. When we look at the East Branch and the West Branch, which both have 7 TIFMA apparatus, the Kilgore Fire Department is the top of the East Branch in Gregg County with a rating of 20, but they do not meet the training qualifications for a Type 3 engine. The City of Houston in the South Central Branch in Harris County has a score of 65. They're the highest rating between those two branches. And they do meet the training qualifications for a Type 3 engine. So our staff recommendation is for the first award would be for the City of Houston. Moving along, we look at the Central Branch with 8 TIFMAS apparatus. The department that rises to the top is North Lake Travis Fire Rescue, Travis County, with a rating of 75. And they also meet the training qualifications needed for a Type 3 engine. They also are included in the staff recommendation for award. In the South Branch, Bexar County ESD 7 rises to the top in Bexar County, also with a rating of 65, and they meet the training qualifications for a Type 3 engine. So that would be our proposal of awards for today for the TIFMAS apparatus for FY 2021. Any questions or discussion about that? Okay, and hearing none, I'll solicit a motion to accept the proposal of awards as described, to include that any remaining funds from these purchases go toward training. Can I entertain a motion for that?
So moved.
Okay. I have a motion by Wes Moorhead to approve the City of Houston Fire Department, North Lake Travis Fire Rescue, Bexar County ESD 7, all for Type 3 engines. Do I have a second?
Second?
Okay. Second by Emily Wall. Okay, any discussion? Discussion. Okay, and hearing none, I'll solicit a vote. All those in favor of this motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, carried unanimously. So let the minutes show the City of Houston Fire Department, North Lake Travis Fire Rescue, and Bexar County ESD 7 were approved all for Type 3 engines today, with the remaining funds from these purchases going to training. All right, and I want to go over some requisition procedures that we go over each year, just so that we're clear and everybody understands how we make these purchases. The vehicles and accompanying equipment under this program are being purchased via a third-party vendor transaction. Because this is a 100% grant and ownership of the truck is governed by a cooperative agreement, TFS has agreed to pay the vendors on behalf of the grant recipient. The grant is being issued to the fire department. TFS is simply paying the vendor direct instead of paying the designated grant recipient. All of the transactions will meet statewide purchasing requirements through a state contract. Okay. And moving forward in other business, the only other thing I had on the agenda was to set a tentative funding meeting date, and we were looking at October 27th, so Wednesday. Of course, it's subject to change. Fires, floods, hurricanes, blizzards. But that's what we were looking at, October 27th, early in the fiscal year, so that we could allocate the trucks and get them on the ground.
Looks good.
Fiscal year 2022.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Any other business that we need to discuss while we're here? Okay, well, thank you all for joining us here today. Thank you all that might watch our video. We appreciate your service to the state of Texas, and I'll call this meeting adjourned. Thank you.